I thought I'd show you a bit of Indian head massage today. So there's two ways of doing Indian head massage that I do. It's either with oil as part of a massage, maybe your client's sitting on a chair with a towel around just under their arms, or you can do it without oil. So if you wanted to do it in a corporate setting for people at their desk, or if you wanted to do it with people who are unable to get onto a massage couch, all you need is a chair and you can do it over the clothes. So here we go. I've got a willing volunteer here. I'm just going to stand behind him and just start by pressing the heels of my hands just either side of the top of the shoulders. So we know this area really well, the area that gets very, very tight, top of the trapezius. And I'm just kind of digging the heels of my hands in, moving my weight from side to side. And I can kind of move towards the spine as well, as long as I'm not pressing on the spine, I'm not pressing on the shoulder blades. Using the heel of my hand mainly to apply pressure, just soften those tissues either side. And then I can do this lovely thing called ironing out. So this is a really nice move. You use the heel of your hand, the palms are kind of facing into the body, and I'm just going to iron down the sides of the neck onto the tops of the shoulders and down the arms. This is very nice. You have to do it slow if you're not using oil, because otherwise it will pinch. You don't really normally use oil if you're doing it over clothes, but it's that slow movement that allows the heels of your hands to kind of sink into the tissues rather than kind of pull. And that's very nice. You can also kind of have the fingers over the tops of the shoulders, and with your thumbs, just starting between the shoulder blades a little bit further down, keep the fingers where they are, move the thumbs up either side of the spine until you can't move anymore. Then keep the thumbs where they are, move the fingers, and then move the thumbs up. And as you get to the top, take your fingers out to the sides and move the thumbs into the soft tissue out to the outsides. So we can do that a few times. Move the thumbs up, move them up, and then move them up and out. You're making like a T shape. And one more time, because these are a good number. Up and out. Very nice. And we can give another little squish, squishing between the shoulder blades. And we can do the sides of the neck. So we've done the ironing out. So we kind of feel that sort of ridge in the back of the neck, a natural ridge. And we're going to massage into there now. So what I would do is I bring one hand to the forehead and just let his head fall into my hand. And I could even rest my elbow on his shoulder as long as I'm not digging in. And then from here I've kind of made this ridge a little bit more available, so I can do some deeper work with my fingertips. I'm just pressing, circling and releasing. And I'm going from the occipital dip, which is that natural dip that you can feel where you have tension at the side of the back of the neck. Seeing where the trapezius attaches under the cranium. And just press, circle a few times and release. Press, circle a few times and release. And you can take that line down and out again over the top towards that kind of triangle of bone that you hit towards the outside of the top of the shoulder. And I can go back up as well. So this is a natural dip. And this feels great. And I can also do this lovely thing with my tip of my thumb. So the thumb is facing back towards me and it's sideways on. And I'm going to press into the occipital dip. And I'm going to move my thumb down until I get to the top of the shoulder. And then I'm going to turn my thumb and move it out towards that triangle of bone. And I can do that 3 times as well. So here, my fingers are tucked in. When I get there, I'm going to rotate my thumb and move out. You might go under the t-shirt there, it's fine. 3rd time, I'm going to go out, down, and then I'm going to go out. And this time I'm going to go back up. So I'm going to slide my thumb back in, then I'm going to turn it and drag it all the way up, nice and slowly. And when I get to that bone there, I'm going to take my fingers up to the top and I'm going to just dig my thumb and make some circles into that ridge of bone that that goes towards the ear and in towards the back of the spine. You're just kind of circling and hooking in, just releasing some tension there. And it feels good normally. There's quite a lot of tension in the occipital dips. Now I'd repeat that on the other side, and then I'd bring his head back to center, maybe do some more squishing on either side. And there's a lovely other thing you can do on the side line of the neck. So I bring my elbow onto his shoulder, and then I just bring his head to the side, and I mean, he's resting his ear on my forearm, and I've opened up the side line. So from the back of the ear down to the sideline, we can also do a little bit of press and release with fingers down on the side of the neck. So it's just kind of a little bit more lateral towards the side of the neck than where the occipital dip. There's another dip here. So if you feel the ridge of bone behind you, you'll feel there's kind of two natural dips. There's one just to the side of the spine, and then there's one also towards the ear. And these give us these natural little channels to press and release. And then when I was finished, I would very carefully center his head, and I'd do the other side. And then we can do some really nice circling into the cranium. So I'd hold his head steady with one hand, and with my other hand I'm going to use 3 fingers. I'm going to dig in quite deep, and I'm going to make 3 circles, deep pressure and release. And then I'm going to go up around the back of the ear. So I'm going in a little semicircle, 3 or 4 points, taking me to the top of the ear. So I've gone up around there. I'm now going to come down in another semicircle, a little bit closer to the top of the head. And people love this. And I'm not moving, you can't hear the hair moving under my fingers. I'm really kind of keeping the whole hair still and moving the scalp over the bone. You can see his whole scalp moving there. And I get down to the occipital dip, and then I'm going to go up the center. So I've done up from the bottom of the back of the ear up to the top of the ear, and then down in a semicircle. And I'm going to go up the center line. I might have to move my other hand so that I've got always some resistance with the other hand. And then I would hold with the other hand and go to the other side, do the other side. So you've kind of more or less covered the whole of the scalp with this technique. And you can make this technique really long. If people are lucky enough to have an hour-long head massage with you, you can spend a lot of time with this, because it's where they really start to get very relaxed. And then go up the top, up into the center, moving the whole scalp, finishing at the top. And then maybe I do some sort of ironing out my fingers, fingertips digging in, dragging the front of the scalp back. And you can also do some kind of zigzag lines. Quite nice. And then whenever they need just a little separation of the techniques, you can just stroke over the head, down the sides of the neck, over the tops of the shoulders, and down the arms. So you can do this kind of stroking sensation. You can also add some more of this ironing out down the sides of the neck. This is much more pressure, tops of the shoulders and down. So I'm using the heel of my hands down these lines, nice and slow. And then what else can we do? So much you can do. Can't give it all away. So we can do these raindrops, tippy-tappy raindrops, like piano playing. And you kind of just systematically work over the whole of the scalp. Raindrops all the way around. Make sure you've covered all of it. And then you can stand to the side, kind of do this chopstick. So my wrists are very, very relaxed. I'm just using the little fingers. And you can hear that noise, tippy tappy. So I'm going down this, up and down the center line. Remember those lines that I drew, the circles. I'm going to start with the center line and then going up, middle of the back, one side, and then around near the ear. I'm just going up and down those lines. And then maybe to turn around, to go to the other side, and just do some gentle tapping over each side, and then you do the other side. Can't see very well. And then after that, just some nice smoothing out, because that can be quite stimulating, as you can imagine. You don't want to do it too hard if you spent all this time relaxing them, but it's kind of, it's a gentle tippy tapping. I just release them at this point. What else can you do? You can pull their hair if they have enough hair to pull. You can kind of run your fingers in and then move your heels of your hands towards your fingertips, and then you get some hair to pull. And then releasing. So that's a few little tips. Anyone can do these. And I can show you the full training, which gives you about a 40-minute treatment for people in clothes, maybe in a work situation, work setting, or with oil-based, if you had them, maybe, you know, they've got some neck issues that it's quite difficult to get into while they're in the couch, and it's easy for you to do it while they're sitting up in a chair. You can use oil, you can get into lots of the nitty-gritty into the neck. The training that I'm running is a Guild of Holistic Therapists training, which runs on the 23rd, and no, it doesn't, it runs on the 30th of November and the 1st of December. If you want to join me, if not, you can book in for an Indian head massage at any point. You can combine it with a back massage, with reflexology, with face massage, whatever you like. Thank you for listening, and yeah, let me know what you think, and hope to see you soon. Bye.